after many changes, believe it or not, became the Democrat Party in Italy.
The Communist Party turned into the Democrat Party?
Evolution, changes, and things.
Right.
Now they call themselves the Democrat.
Wow.
Still, today, people in the Democrat Party in Italy came from communism.
All right, guys, back again with another video. Trying something a little different. I say that every video. All right, see, we got the sign here. No such thing as hate speech, sexism, racism, toxic masculinity, and communism that's good.
Or communism that works.
Yeah, that works. That works. I can't read upside down. Guys, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. You like the board? All right, so I say there's no such thing as hate speech. Do you agree? No such thing as hate speech?
No, I don't.
You don't agree? So what's hate speech?
I think hate speech is anything that's said to someone to make them feel like they're wrong for existing the way that they naturally exist.
What's an example of hate speech?
An example of hate speech, I mean, the N-word.
Okay.
In certain contexts.
Do you believe in freedom of speech?
Yeah, I do.
So if we have hate speech, then freedom of speech can't stand. Or if we have freedom of speech, then hate speech can't exist.
No, I don't think that's true. I just think there are consequences for using your words in a way that hurt other people.
And what are those consequences?
Oh, I don't know.
So do you think, let's say, for example, a white guy calls, for example, if a white guy calls a black guy an N-word, what do you think the consequences should be?
I think it's everybody's own experience. You know, it depends on how everybody perceives it, the relations that exist between people, but it's offensive just because of the history.
Do you think there should be legal action?
Where is this going?
I just want to pick people's brains, see where everybody has that. So what about sexism?
What about sexism?
Do you agree that there's a such thing? I mean, do you think there's a such thing as sexism?
Yeah.
I think all of these words that are on your poster here exist.
Even communism that works?
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
All right. What about you?
Well, why not?
What, with communism? Well, communism, in order to attain communism, you kind of gotta kill.
In what context you're talking about? Right?
So what context would communism work?
There's social structures where it does work, and it has worked in the past.
Where?
In Europe.
In Europe? Communism works in Europe?
It has worked.
It has worked. So do they still have a communist economy?
No, but there's communist parties in a multi-party system where a lot of countries in Europe operate in such a way. It exists and it allows for progress in the community overall.
Okay.
Because not one thing is just true, you know.
Okay. What's the country that has communism in Europe?
So that's what I said.
Oh.
So there's a multi-party system, which means that like there's a parliament. There's 400 seats in the parliament. Each party, depending on the majority or the percentage of the votes they get the respective like number of seats in the parliament. And there's a communist party that has 10% of the votes, so they get 10 seats, or the equivalent of 10% of the seats in the parliament, right? Which is 4 seats.
So is the whole economy communist, or is it just a communist party?
Well, communism doesn't necessarily reflect an economy.
Do you think communism will work here?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Why wouldn't it work here? Well, why do you think it wouldn't work here?
I don't think it would work as the dominant like view in society or political system. I don't think it would work in the modern society view. Or I wouldn't agree with it personally. I don't know that it would work or not. We haven't seen it.
I think most people here in this country are used to a standard that is so far opposite in their standard of living, so far opposite from communism, where every aspect of their life is controlled. I think a lot of people in the States are accustomed to a different level of privilege than that. And so I don't think that people who have been used to being in power, I don't think that would work for them.
Do you believe there's people that actually want communism over here?
That's a scary thought.
What's going on, man? Like the board? Like, do you disagree with anything on this board?
No,
Wow.
totally agree with that.
My man.
I like people who is trying to do something,
Yeah, you got to do something. You
right?
can't just roll over and die at this point. It's just like, it's getting scary out here, man.
And I'm happy that, I mean, how old are you?
25.
You're younger than my younger son. Okay. I like people like you trying to change is a big word.
Yeah. Trying to plant seeds, you know?
I mean, 8 billion people, I mean, a mystery that is difficult to steer. It's like trying to change the direction of a big ship.
Yeah, exactly.
How long
exactly.
does it take?
Yep. You just got to go and try to get as many people as you can.
But, I mean, this is a kind of, an action plan.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Hate speech, right?
No such thing.
No. But on the opposite is what is dominating the communication today. You go on social media,
Yes. Yes.
everything is hate.
It's
You
hate
cannot
speech.
have an opinion different. If you do have a different opinion, you are fucked. You are killed.
Yep.
And this I like. Sexism, I mean, when you force a person, when you get a person against its sexuality, that's one of the worst crime you can commit.
Yep.
People must be feel free.
Yep.
With respect, I mean.
Right.
But that
Toxic masculinity is just, that's also made up.
well, wait a second.
Right, that's toxic right there. You strong man, it's scary, man. What about the communism?
Well, you are opening a big debate because communism, I mean, it started, let me say, in the modern society in the early years of 1900 when there was the revolution in Russia.
Right.
Now, communism as a concept has the positivity that everybody can have an opportunity.
Right.
In reality, every time that it has been applied, unfortunately, there has been the elite people who left just the crumbles.
Just the crumbs and the famine.
And right, and I think that people in general worth more than what the communism elite for many decades has presented. So people is better
Right.
than
Right. So you're saying communism, ideally, it would work if it wasn't for elites that would. Yeah. Exactly. But that's just not reality. So
No.
in today's society, we can't even do it. We just can't do it.
Have you ever seen a successful communist organization?
No. The last guy I was talking to, he said there's communism in some countries in Europe. And I asked him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he just said it was a couple parties though. It's not a real
Well,
communist state.
I am from Italy.
Right.
After World War II, which was a big moment in the, let me say, opposing between the Western capitalism concept led by United States and the communism led by Russia.
Right.
So the Cold War and all that shit,
Mhm.
right? In Italy, where I am from, there was the only communist party in a Western country. It doesn't work.
It doesn't.
It kills the weak. What I hate of communism is that it hits and penalizes the weak people.
Yep.
All the other, let me say, kind of
Classes.
politics organization,
Right.
they don't defend anyone. Don't get me wrong. But communism specifically is really killing the weakest.
Mm.
And the Communist Party in Italy, which was called PCI, Partito, Party Comunista, Communist Italian, after many changes, believe it or not, became the Democrat. party in Italy.
The Communist Party turned into the Democrat Party?
Evolution, changes, and things.
Right.
Now they call themselves the Democrat.
Wow.
Still, today, people in the Democrat Party in Italy came from communism.
Right.
Came from the Communist Party.
Right. So that would make sense why the Democrats here are just turning into communism at this point. It seems like it. They are. It is scary, and that's why I'm out here with the board. You know, everything, all else, the communism thing is really like, I just like, you know, we can debate everything else and stuff, and you know, a lot of these words have multiple definitions, multiple meanings. They just changed the definition of racism. So like, they just changing stuff at this point, and that's an effect of communism. You know, so they start changing definition and changing history and stuff and all type of stuff. So you can't even really argue your point because it's not seen as true because stuff is changing. Well, if you look up the definition of racism, I could say it means one thing, and then when I look it up, it says something completely different. But in 2005, it was just discrimination based on race. Now it's prejudice plus power. Like, that doesn't even make sense. All the other stuff is just like I said, a consequence of communism, and that's why I'm out here, you know. So it's not to be malicious or anything. I just really want to just pick people's brains and stuff and see what people's heads is at. But I appreciate y'all stopping to, you know, chat. So I definitely appreciate it. You got a good head on your shoulders, man. Like y'all.
Appreciate it.
Y'all have a good one.
All right.